All right, guys. Well, getting ready to go into final game in the regular season. Looking forward to getting out there and playing Pitt. Having a great week, getting prepared to go get a sixth win, and playing a good team, good Pitt team, top 10 defense, top 10 rushing defense. On their home field, on the road, Thanksgiving week. So, I think Pat Narduzzi's done a great job there. He's got a good staff. Mark Whipple's on their staff. I know Mark well, and they got a bunch of good coaches. Dave Borbley's their line coach, really good guy, and they've got some real talented players. And so we have to have a great week and get ready to go out and play a great game and go get our sixth win and cap off the Thanksgiving Day weekend. So looking forward to that. Any questions?
Mark Whipple added any wrinkles to that offense or anything different than what you saw from them last time you played them, which has been when?
Well, the last time I played them, was that my first or second year here, I think. They've been through a fair amount of people since then.
Okay.
In fact, I'm not even sure that Pat was there then. I can't even remember. Probably not. No, that'd be a completely different deal. But anyways, yeah. Now Mark's a great coach. Mark's done a great job, and played against Mark for a lot of years. Obviously, he's going to throw that ball around a little bit, and heck of a football coach. Yep.
I think this is these seniors. I think this is your second full recruiting class, like your second full recruiting cycle. Can you just talk about them and what they've meant? Because I know the first class is always unique because it's your first class, but you get the full calendar deal and being able to recruit with a few years in.
Well, it's a mixed bag of guys from in terms of fifth year guys, and it's not a very big class really. Jake Burt, guy that came in, local guy, and pretty unrecruited guy who's just had a great career. He's really a tough guy. And Brian St. Pierre recommended Jake to us and was right on the money. So came from a great high school program. He's come in here and done really, really well. Christian Garrison came in played for Paul Zukowskis. Christian's been great here. Both those guys have had their share of injuries, but have really had remarkable careers. Benny Glines came out of St. X and just one of the toughest kids on our football team. Hard-working guy, can play a lot of different positions, and has had a great career. And guys like Tanner Carafa, came in as a linebacker, moved to defensive end, moved to inside the defensive tackle. He's a captain along with Benny, and just been remarkably tough guy. And John Phillips, another guy that was a developed guy, came in and redshirted and grinded and worked his way up, and he's going to have a great future moving ahead playing. And you just you don't want to forget anybody. You start going down this path now. I got to name everybody here, but Elijah Robinson's another guy who's got great leadership here. Mehdi Elatrak, who started out and played a lot of years here in special teams for us. Anthony Palazzolo is an offensive lineman, been in the program, hard-working dude. So just a bunch of really good guys that epitomized what it is to be a BC man. Really been great in the classroom. Great representatives and role models, high character guys, come from great families, and are going to go on and do remarkable things. So really, really grateful to them for everything they put into the program and really supplied a lot of leadership and glue.
Because it's kind of funny how if you look at your years in from the first couple of years, you always get that we got to try and lay the groundwork for the culture, and then you recruit a class once you've started to do that. And these guys, I feel like were a little bit like your first class with that intact.
Yeah, the first class, when I first got here, there was a class that was kind of already in place, and we were going to honor every scholarship, and that's just a different deal. It was the next year that we really had that real first class, which was, kind of that Zach Allen crew. Which a lot of those guys in the NFL right now. Those next 2 years, a bunch of guys went into the league, from Will Harris to to Isaac Yayadam, to Matt Milano was a part of that first class. He's going to be, a rookie Pro Bowler. You just go down the list with these guys. They've all gone on and really put a bunch of them in the NFL, which is really a good deal, and we'll continue to do that. So, you know, so I lose track of the next class, so to speak, because that was Connor Strahan, that was a bunch of guys, and then there's this class which is a little mix of some fourth and fifth year guys. So it was really the first. This was probably really the second, so to speak, that we've had one cycle with. Yeah. So good group of guys. I think done a kind of re-recruited this whole deal and upgraded we've improved on our speed and athleticism, and we've had like 5 DBs go into the NFL, which is good. And I think we've been in a good cycle of trying to build up our receiving core. I like where that is. We're still continuing to have really talented young DBs here now. We're always going to do, I think, a really pretty good job here recruiting the lines. And right now we're in a refresh cycle of we've got some really talented young defensive ends, which is important. It's just it's an ongoing deal, man. It's just you got to stay. I call it recruiting like brushing your teeth. Every day you got to get up and you got to work at it, and you got to keep grinding. Yep.
Kind of been in this sort of backs against the wall situation in terms of being the bowler. What goes into those weeks in just preparing for kind of a game that can determine what they will determine?
Nothing different. We just go straight ahead and keep molding. I mean, it's every week's the same. Just kind of same Sunday, same Monday, same Tuesday, same Wednesday. Nothing different. Just get prepared, go out and have a great plan, and try to execute your plan. And keep your motivation high, keep your work ethic high, and have a great week, one day at a time. Honestly, I would like to think you wouldn't be able to distinguish between any given week. I'd like to think that every week's the same week.
Talk to them about what's at stake. I mean, it's almost a playoff situation where you're playing keep going.
I mean, they know that. I don't think it's something that you're harping on. I think it's important to keep your focus on what it takes to win the football game. I mean, every week you got to win the football game. I think when you deviate from that, like all of a sudden you're creating something that is unnecessary. Does that mean that I'm naive enough to think that obviously everybody knows that, hey, we want to keep playing. We want to get a bowl. We want to get a bowl game. We want to keep playing. Sure, that's a goal. But I think you got to keep your focus on really on the day-to-day process of what you're doing. I mean, nothing can change. Nothing can change. The goal is to prepare really great so you can play really great. Yeah.
This defense does a really good job of getting in the backfield, a lot of sacks.
Yeah.
What kind of challenge does that present? They do anything differently that you might?
They have a pretty exotic third down blitz package. So they get a lot of guys cut free on people's, offensive line, if you will, or front. So I mean, they bring a lot of different blitzes, plain and simple, and you got to pick them up. And I think they have some talented defensive ends, and I think they do a good job with their scheme, and that's shown up. It's on the tape. So yeah, those stats are accurate. It's on the tape. I mean, that's what's going on.
Is there anything that you do from a extra blocker or a guy in the backfield type thing? You just have to pick it up and know where it's coming from?
I think you just have to do a great job picking up the pressures. I don't think it's add a guy routine. I just think it's great recognition, good communication up front. We have a pretty good offensive line. We'll work real hard to get those things picked up and get the ball out. If they bring one more than you got, that means that someone's got to get free in man coverage and got to get the ball out to them. So that's all real. Yep. Anything else?
That was just weird. So this season, it's kind of given what you knew about the team going in, kind of the exposure you had on offense, the sort of experience you changed on defense. Where has it kind of fell against what you might have expected from the defense?
Well, right now, my focus really is just getting ready to play Pitt. I think that's a good question, and I think that'd be a great question for next week when you go back and you evaluate. I mean, but right now, like honestly, Julian, like my mind is so set on. I just walked out of a game plan meeting down into here, and I'm anxious to get back up there. 'Cause, as you know, it's got a short week, man. We got to turn this thing over. So, like, my focus right now is maximizing who we are, and putting our guys and everybody in the best position we can to play at a really high level. But I'm certainly happy to answer that, in all the detail that anybody wants to, next week.
I think this one was interesting too. After a couple nights ago, 40 points won't show it, but Tanner was talking about, and you mentioned it obviously, the way the defense played there,
Yeah.
especially through the first half. Where did you see that performance in terms of, sort of progression along the season?
Sure.
And then kind of what can that do, especially for a season that has been kind of.
Yeah. As I said way back when, I don't want to dive way into this right now, but I just think, we've seen improvement. We've seen a little bit of the roller coaster ride. That's because of the youth that we have. We played pretty well in the first half of that game. I thought that was evident on both sides of the ball. With 6 minutes left in the third quarter, we turned that thing over, and that got a little bit of a momentum turn on us, and that's when it went bang, bang like that. It was a pretty good football game at that point, up until that point in time. It's all part of the development, and I think we got a bunch of guys that play with a lot of intensity and played well at times, and hopefully that, all these little things along the way is called development, and you learn and you grow and you get better, and we'll continue to improve, and that's what it's all about. So I thought there was plenty of good things to take away from last week, and of course there's plenty of things that you need to work on. Simple as that. So that's our goal this week right now as we get ready for Pitt, is to continue to grow and develop and put a good plan and put players in the best position we can so that we have a great opportunity to win the game. All right, guys. Thank you.